Alrighty guys, we are back for our next soap. Now this one has been a soap that I've been actually very excited about, honestly, because it brings my favorite guilty pleasure to life, my donut soap. This is going to be a 3-layered soap with donut embeds on top. I'm super duper excited to share with you guys this design, so let's get into it. So as always, I'm going to get my additives together. So we're going to be adding 3 of these little measures of coconut milk powder. I like coconut milk powder because I can add it in with my oils. I don't have to worry about actually using the coconut milk. And it's been really hard trying to find 100% organic coconut milk that doesn't have added sugars or anything like that in it. I guess it's because of the pandemic, making it really hard to get things together. But you know, your girl's gonna persevere through it. Finding dry equivalents is the way to go sometimes, I'm not gonna lie. You don't have to worry about shelf life, especially if you're using something that is refrigerator type of situation. I don't want to worry about it going bad on me or anything like that. Feeling pressure to get the soaps out. Alright, so we're going to start by blending. Alrighty, blended on high and he's ready to go, all nicely incorporated. It turned my oils from a yellow to a beautiful milky color. The next thing is our lye. I already have my lye measured out and ready to go. The lye is at 79 and my oils are at 80.5. That's Fahrenheit. So I'm going to give that a good swirl. Burpity burp burp burp. And we're going to pour it down the stick blender. Alrighty then. Done and done. I'm going to swirl this in by hand, and I want to give this a blend for about 20 seconds or so. Here we go. Alrighty, let's get my spoon here. See how we're looking. Make sure I'm dancing on the bottoms. Make sure nothing's left behind. He's a little thin, but he'll do. So let's move that to the side. Move this out of my way and slide in our colors. So I've already blended together 2 of the 3 colors I'm going to be using today. The first one is going to be a light golden-y color. This is a combination of coffee brown and gold mica, 24 karat gold mica. They're both from Southwest Candle Supply. The second color here is a much more deeper brown color. I wanted this to go for more of a chocolate, so this is a combination of deep brown mica, coffee mica, brown oxide, and they're all from Southwest Candle Supply. And then I have Mad Mica Wicked because I wanted this to be really deep. In this container, I'm going to be using 24 karat gold mica. This one is from Southwest Candle Supply. So the idea behind this is donuts. Now, when it comes to donuts, honey, let me tell you what, there are several types of donuts. You have your powdered donuts, you have your basic regular yeast donuts, which have this beautiful like tan color with icing on top. You have your chocolate, you have all that going on. So I want to represent as many donuts as possible in this loaf. So I'm going to do a chocolate donut layer. I'm going to do a more of a cinnamony colored one, and then I'm going to go with the traditional yeast glazed donut in this one. So let's get these measured in. So I'm going to fill these up almost to the top. Then for the next one, get these about as even as I can. And now we have that one. Okay, where's my towel? There she blows. All right, let's get mixing. So I'm going to grab a whisk, and I'm going to start with the lighter color first and see how he's looking. See if he's giving me that cinnamon donut vibe. I was actually thinking about poorly incorporating some brown mica to give me some like cinnamony flecks, but I think I'm going to go against that original idea. That looks beautiful. Okay, nice cinnamon color. Okay, now for the chocolate color. Oh, that's gorgeous. That looks like some milk chocolatey goodness. I'm going to take this dirty whisk and put it in here. I'm going to do about a teaspoon of the gold mica to get me to that nice tan, golden brown deliciousness. And if I need to, I can add a little bit of coffee brown or brown mica to this, depending on if it gets me where I'm trying to go. I might actually add some titanium dioxide to this one, just to make sure he looks like a yeast donut. So I'm thinking about doing the traditional yeast on top, so I'm going to move him out the way. I think cinnamon should be the second layer, so we're going to start with chocolate. So let's get our fragrance oil. I'm going to be using Snickerdoodle, and since I've never used Snickerdoodle in a cold process soap, I'm going to add it in thirds to each layer. So let's get started with the first one. There we go. And I'm going to whisk that in. Ooh, this smells so good. Just get it all nice and incorporated. As you guys can see, this is like pancake batter thin. I want this layer to move along relatively quickly. I'm going to whisk it with the stick blender. Just a little bit. Getting close to like medium trace, I think is where we're going to go. So we're going to do between light and medium trace. So we're going to do about 10 to 15 seconds. Alright, we're finally at trace. This is definitely not medium trace. He's definitely a thick, light trace. And for this soap, I'm actually doing something a little bit more differente. I'm going to put them on angles. So, we're going to get our mold. So for this, I'm just going to take a lid from, this is not the one from the live solution that I just put in here. This is another lid. I have a bunch of these. But just so you guys can see, I'm going to turn it like this so I can see and you can see. And I'm going to pour this in on an angle. And I'm going to let that sit for about 5 or so minutes, and then when I come back, we'll add our next layer. Okay guys, so I let this sit. It's nice and set a little bit, and you know when it's set when it doesn't move when you move it. Like it's not coming back on me. Alright, so now that he's in, I'm going to go ahead and do the cinnamon layer. So just make it easier for me to see. I'm going to turn it this way. I'm going to add my 1/3 of this fragrance oil into this bathtub, and I'm going to give it a mix. Now, unlike the other one, I'm just going to hand mix this in because I kind of wanted to feel all the voids and give me a nice smooth layer. Okay. Tamp this down to make sure I don't have any bubbles, which I don't. And we're going to just pour this on just like this. Okay. And now I'm going to let that firm up, and I'll be back with the last layer.